I love me a little bit of pressure to get things done, to achieve some goals. So I think I made a video about me taking stress leave because I burnt myself out. So I needed more money to meet my single mum needs. So I just worked my ass off and then crashed because I couldn't sustain that level, right? So then the last couple of months I've actually done the opposite and just been like, you know what? I'm just going to work my minimal shifts, no overtimes, no fatigues, etc. And it has helped my balance in myself, but financially it's not cutting it. It's not cutting it. So now the pressure is that I need to financially create more money without ending up in the same situation of burning out. And I like me a goal. I like something to work towards. And I've worked towards really cool shit. You know, like I got that dream car. I took the kids to Italy. And that some of those, like that Italy goal, that was 3 years in the making. I can sustain, like if I set my mind to it, I can sustain my savings and my hard work and things to get there. So this recent little one comes from crashing, burning, and then evening out and feeling better in myself, and now needing to figure this out. Now I also need to figure it out because I don't feel like I'm parenting my best. So I didn't parent my best when I was burnt out. I don't parent my best when I'm stressing about money. So I really need to create more money in order to have better balance with my children and not miss their childhood, which has always been a little goal, is to enjoy their childhood. I've had other thoughts to study and do other things, but I know that I would miss their childhood if I made those moves in that direction. So instead we've stuck with nursing, but we're finding other little ways to make money. I just want to make a point of my orchid here flowering, looking delightful. My whole room is actually delightful. It's a vibe. Back to my redirection. So in order to navigate this, obviously I'm going to document, but I'm also going to maybe brainstorm how I do this. I definitely have potential to do it just via YouTube. I looked at the figures on how I could do that, but I also want to be able to still keep my balance. So not think that I have to work too much to get where I need to be and then end up in the other direction of burnout again. There's also other drives, like maybe I will delve into my little mindset craziness one day. But the main drive is financial, because life is a little easier as a solo parent when you have enough money to do what you need to do. And obviously I have enough money in my job. If I just, like this last couple of months where I've just happily worked my normal shifts without doing extra, I've had just enough. You know, I probably haven't had enough to make ends meet because I have slightly gone behind in that time. So I mean, I could make enough money as a solo parent, as a nurse, if I didn't have private school fees. I could make enough money as a nurse if I didn't want more, you know, like if I didn't want to be able to give the kids what I think would be good for childhood, like the sports and things. Another drive is my daughter wants to do an exchange overseas, and when we looked into it, I looked into the WEP program that I had my exchange student from, and my daughter wants to do that next year, and that's about $12,000 that I need to find. And I don't want to just be like, no, I can't afford that. I obviously have the option to sell my dream car that I bought last year, and the plan was always to have that car just for a couple years, so a couple summers, enjoy it for a couple summers and then move it on. but it's not quite an option just yet. Probably won't be able to do that till next year, as I have a couple of things to do on it. So you can follow along if you want. Watch me try to make it all work. Give me some ideas of videos I could do. Give me tips and hints to be all that I want to be and achieve as a parent without drowning continuously or without losing the ability to be a person and a woman and a fun, to have a fun life, not just be parenting solo and like needing to keep the cogs turning financially and energy wise. So that's what I'm navigating. That's how we're gonna navigate this. We're on a good roll, as in I've like recharged after just doing my bare minimum for a little bit, and now I feel like I can take on more. I like myself a little bit of pressure, so I've given myself some time pressure of when I need to create this money by, and maybe I will go into exactly how much I think I need to create, but I haven't really got it down pat yet to share as to how much I think I need to get the things done that I need to do. Some of them are basics, like I need a fence, and I don't know if I spoke about it in the past, but I saved $20,000 for my fence almost 3 years ago, and then I broke my foot and needed to use that money because I was without pay for 6 weeks and without work. Yeah. So then last year I got another quote for my fence almost 2 years later, and the quote was $30,000, and I didn't have $30,000, and my neighbors, 2 out of my 3 neighbors, were willing to go halves when it was a $20,000 quote. But now that the prices have gone up, so I need that money. I need to be able to do the exchange program for my daughter. I need to help my son buy a car. He's got his learners at the moment. I need to do some work around the house. I only have one aircon, and I live in a town that is like 40 degrees for several days in a row in summer. Some nights it's still like 30 degrees at 8 o'clock at night, and I've had to like use this one aircon to cool down all the kids' rooms and things. So there's things that I financially could benefit from doing, while also wanting to do fun stuff like take the kids on holidays and things. I was saving for a Japan trip, like start of last year I started saving for a Japan trip, and then this year's cost of living being cooked, I cancelled that. I told the kids that was just not a possibility. But I will work this out. Oh, the other financial thing is my son's school does a Cambodia trip, so that's a couple grand for next year as well, which in senior year they go to Cambodia and they go to an orphanage, and they have some valuable time and lessons there, which I obviously want him to be able to do. So instead of just being like, no, I can't afford it, I'm going to be like, yep, we're going to figure out how to create this. And I know that they're all luxuries, and I know that I could just, like I said, live bare minimum without making these things happen. But I've always been a little bit like, I don't want the kids to miss out on things just because we are a single income family, or just because parents are divorced. Like, they shouldn't then be missing out on anything. So that's the current direction. See how I go. I'm determined, and I have the drive behind me. So I just have to keep the motivation up, because this little mind can be a little bit chaotic with motivation. But if I keep making this the fire I'm putting out, I will keep doing it, as opposed to all the little fires in my life that keep me from doing the extra stuff that I want to do.